Yo, 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 what's happening, people? Okay, we are live right now, live from the village right now. It is 8:32 in the PM right now. It is the 16th of January 2023 right now. It is movie night right now. We're about to watch Halloween from 2018 right now. Directed by David Gordon Green right now. Starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Judy Greer, Andy Mack right now. Suspense horror with English subtitles right now. It is 1 hour and 45 minutes. So if you have it, get it ready on 0 and I'll let you know when you can watch along. But if you don't, you can still come along and have some fun. If you don't have it, it is available on Amazon to buy or rent, but you don't gotta do that. You don't gotta do that. You can still just come along, chill, and we'll watch the movie and, you know, chat about stuff. See what I want. But anyway, let me switch over to this screen. If I can find the button. Here we go. There we go. You know what? That feels louder than normal, the background music. Let me do a quick little check thing, because that background music feels louder than I normally set it. I don't know, maybe something got reset. That is possible. That is very possible. Let me see here. Yeah, I think something got reset. Okay, so let me adjust that back down. And I might need to do this again. There you go. There you go. There should be a bit more of a normal level right now. But yeah, apparently some of my audio volumes got reset. I don't know why, I don't know when, but it happened sometime between the last stream and this stream, I guess. Or at least now I'm noticing it. But anyway, so yeah, it's Monday movie night, 16th of January. About to watch Halloween from 2018. It is the rebooted Halloween, the second rebooted Halloween. So we got through the original run of Halloween from 1978 up until, was it 19? I don't even know, 90 something. I think the original one went up to around about then. I think the last one was with Paul Rudd and Danielle Harris as the little girl, as a little Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode's daughter. So we got through the original one. Then we went on to the first rebooted Rob Zombie Halloween, which actually no, that's not true. It was kind of rebooted in, was it 1998, 20 years later. Well, that was more of a soft reboot, I guess, because it wasn't like a full-on boot. That was more of a soft reboot where they kind of retconned it a little bit. But yeah, we did the Halloween 20 years later, then Halloween Resurrection, and then we went on to the Rob Zombie Halloweens, which was Halloween from 2008, or was it 2009, or around about then? Halloween 1 and 2. So we watched watched Halloween 2 of that a couple of weeks ago. Was it a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. And now we're continuing the Halloween saga into the final rebooted, or at least a final for now rebooted series of Halloween. So this is Halloween from 2018, directed by David Gordon Green. It has Jamie Lee Curtis back as Laurie Strode. I have not seen this before. And by the way, I will say that watching movies live, I know I've known this for a time, and I've said this before. It's not the best way to watch a movie for the first time. I get that. So some of these I might watch again offline and try and get more out of it. But even still, hopefully I could get something out of it. Enough to know if I enjoy it or not, at least anyway. Enough to know if I think it's okay or not. And if not, we can just take the piss, because why not? Why not? So yeah. What else been happening then? I am pretty much almost ready for Pakistan. So next week is the 23rd for Monday, and that should be the last movie night before I fly out to Karachi in Pakistan. So I fly out on the morning of the 25th. That's Wednesday 25th. And I'm pretty much all set. So I've got you have to get, like, it's called electronic travel authorization. I've got that. I've got luggage, backpack to carry stuff in. I had to get all the injections. I've done that. I had to get insect repellent. I've got that. I bought some other stuff, well, padlocks, for the bags. I've got a phone to use abroad. I call this my travel phone. So I got that. I've got the insurance as well. It came with the when I got the hotel, or well, I got the hotel and the flights. That's all booked from time ago. I've been looking up things to do, and the only thing left is, and I guess it's not a major thing, but still should be done, is that Karachi is very much, at least from what I'm reading, very much a cash driven city. So you can use cards out there, you can use credit cards out there, and I do have a travel card, a prepaid travel cards to use, a prepaid money card to use rather. A travel card is something else, but a prepaid travel money card to use. I have one of those as well, but it's still a good idea to have, actual cash, because a lot of things are cash. So I have to get my money changed, but apparently it's not too easy to get your money changed into Pakistani rupees. So I found one place to do it, so hopefully that should be ready by this Wednesday. But we got Sam in the house. Good evening, Sam. How's you doing? How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream. I was just chatting for a little bit as people coming in. Oh, that rhymed, man. I got rhymed. I got that sick rhyme. But yeah, I was just saying that watching Halloween, for moving out. Start the movie in a little while. If you have it, get it ready on 0. If you don't, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I was just saying that I've got pretty much almost everything ready for Karachi. The flight is on Wednesday morning, so I have to get to Stansted Airport. The flight is 10:45. But you don't have to, but it's ideal that you're there at the airport like 3 hours before your flight, really, so you're not rushing around too much. But yeah, it's all booked, and I'm looking forward to it. I just gotta get the money changed, which I'm in the process of doing. Apparently not too many places do Pakistani rupees, which is like, I just kind of assumed you can go to like a bureau to change and just get your money changed to whatever currency. And to some degree you can, right? But apparently certain certain currencies aren't always in stock. So, oh well, good for us chicken now. Anyway, so yeah, I'm in the process of getting some money changed, and that way I got some cash as well as my cards out there. But yeah, oh, I'm very looking forward to it, man. I'm very looking forward to it. You know, I haven't been abroad for a good while. Like I checked. The last time I went abroad was 2014, and that was not Switzerland, Stockholm in Sweden. That was the last time I went abroad, 2014. That was nearly 10 years ago. That's nearly 10 years ago. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. Hopefully, actually, one of my plans this year, I think I might have said it, so I'm not sure. If I haven't said it, then I'm saying it now. And if I have said it, then I guess I'm repeating myself. But one of my plans for this year is to go to at least 3 different cities around the world. At least 3 different cities. Ideally, more than that. But at least 3 cities around the world is my goal for one of my goals for 2023. Even though I'm like, get the F out of here. Well, they got Wi-Fi out there, so I might see if I could do a live stream from Karachi. How cool would that be, right? Doing a live stream from Karachi. The time difference would be a bit mad though, because they're 5 hours ahead. So if I stream at like, I don't know what's the time now, 9, it'd be what, 4 p.m. So if I stream at like 9 p.m. over there, like 4 p.m. UK time. Yeah, that'd be so cool. Only thing is that, like, I know the hotel has Wi-Fi. I would assume like cafes and places like that would have Wi-Fi as well, but I don't know that for sure. So if I do live stream from Karachi, I don't know. There might not be too many places I could do it from, because I'm not going to use my data. I will not be using my data. Held in Turkey. Oh, awesome! Is that what, Istanbul? The flight that I'm taking actually stops in Istanbul, so it's a stopover flight. So it goes from London to Istanbul. I'm stopped in Istanbul for like 3 hours, and then from Istanbul to Karachi. So I don't get to go. That's one of the shames. So I don't get to go around the city. I'll just be in the airport for like 3 hours. So oh well, but that's not too bad. It's not too bad. But yeah, well, I think you said it was L's birthday, isn't it? So yeah, happy birthday to L. Was it L? L's the oldest one, right? One of these days, I might actually remember which one of your kids is which, but I think L's the oldest one, isn't it? Or yeah. But even still, whether it's a live stream from the hotel or a live stream from wherever I can get a Wi-Fi from, it's so good. But yeah, I'm not using my data. I'm not using my data. Like I have, I was looking at roaming things, because like my phone pack, I've got free, like the free network, and to roam out there is £6 per megabyte using the free networks roaming, right? I also have GiFGAF. Right, GiFGAF, the roaming out there would be 20 pence per. Can you imagine that difference? One charges £6 per megabyte, the other one charges 20p per megabyte. That's mad. That is a crazy difference. Like, how? I don't know why it's so different, but yeah, one of them's 20p per megabyte, the other one's £6 per megabyte. But in any case, I want to try and not use my my data out there, because even a 20p per megabyte, that could add up real quick if you're not careful. So that's more there in case at least I've got a cheaper option, in like if emergencies or maybe smaller things. But ideally, I'll be just using the Wi-Fi as much as possible to get around. I'm not trying to be using that data, even at 20p. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad there's a much cheaper option for me. But even at 20p per megabyte, it's like, you know what? Let me try and keep this to a minimum, because, boy, if you're not careful, that 20p could turn into a lot, you know? Yeah, it's in March, but planning early. Oh, okay, happy birthday for what? What is late? They say happy belated birthday. When it's early, what do you say when it's early? Is it just happy early birthday, or is there like a special word for that? Well, happy March early birthday. It's like what, 2 months away, but yeah, I probably might forget by then. So happy birthday for then. Probably can't hear me right now anyway, but still, I'm saying it anyway. I was talking the other day about how self-involved we all are, and I think it's partly because we don't travel enough and experience different cultures. Oh, for sure. I feel like that's one of the best things you can do for yourself, is to travel. And I've been wanting to go to Pakistan for a good minute now, and I feel like especially like cultures where they're so different to what you're used to, you know, a good place to go to where you could just kind of be around, like, you know, different scenarios, different situations, you know, and just, yeah, just experience a completely different culture for a little while. You know, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to go there, because it's such a different culture to you know, to how we live here. You know, I've been to the United States, and their culture is, I mean, it's different, sure, but it's not wildly different to over here, right? And Canada as well, and I mean, even Stockholm, you know, it's a similar kind of, you know, European Western style culture. So this would be, in fact, you know, even when I went to like Nigeria and went to South Africa some years back as well. Like, I mean, again, differences, right? Of course, there's differences, but there's also like a lot of similarities. So I feel like, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm saying that now because I haven't been there. Maybe by the time I get there, I'll be like, actually, this is just like London. I might be just like that. But for at least from the outset, it seems like a very different culture. So I'm looking forward to that. But in any case, whether it's different, I'm sure there's gonna be similarities. But hopefully, whatever happens, it's just good to be not in the country for a few days and in somewhere literally other side of the world for a little while. And yeah. Just tell you when her birthday. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you do that, yeah, then I'll be like, yo, oh yeah, happy birthday. But yeah, I is looking forward to it. I was looking at someone from Sierra today. He was my taxi driver. He was taking a piss out of Brits. Well. Us Brits, we can be taken a piss out of quite well. Yeah, we can be taken a piss out of. Talking about the weather all the time, complain about stuff, small talk. Ugh. Yeah, we got a lot. But yeah, you know what? I'm What was I thinking of? I don't even remember. Oh well, probably doesn't matter. But yeah. But how's your day going, Sam? How's your day going? How's your day buzzing? About to watch Halloween 28 is in. Talking about how when Brits go on holiday abroad, they want English up. You know what? That's not even a. Oh, mate. You know what? Like, because you go to places, and I mean, I don't know how anybody else feels about this, but it's like you go to different places, and of course you want to try something different, right? Of course you want to, you know, have something that you haven't had before, and that kind of stuff. Of course you want to do that. But at the same time, sometimes you're just looking at like the menu or whatever. You're in a restaurant, you look at the menu, and it's just like you don't want to buy anything that's just like too weird, either, you know. So it's kind of this weird thing between wanting to try something different, but maybe like not try something so different that you don't know what it is, and it turns up on the table and it's still alive or something, you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes you just don't even know what you're ordering. So maybe, I guess it'd be different if you have somebody there with you who kind of knows what things are, can maybe like help you out a bit. But when you're just looking at stuff like yeah, let me just stick to cheese and tomato pizza. Just, it's the only thing I recognize on this whole menu. Like, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, man. Do you speak English? Bro, I might end up saying that a lot, actually. Hopefully not too much. I do have a translator, actually. So I'm gonna have to make use of that and try and try and at least use some Urdu words. Can't even lie, I'll probably be one of those Brits. I'm so picky. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Certainly for things like that, it's like, bruh, go to a whole nother country and it's like fish and chips. I try to be cultured. I try, man. I try. It can be difficult at times, but I try. You just look for stuff that you recognize. Rice, okay, cool. Rice, okay, and vegetables, right? It's usually safer to avoid the meat when you're not sure what's going on. Just avoid any kind of fish or meat. Stick with vegetables. That's usually the safer option. Not even answering about how my day is. I'm moving on. All right, no, fair enough. All right, so good. It's so good. Oh, you know what? Because I was about to say I ain't gonna force nothing, but then, when I said that, when I said it in my head, it reminded me of something that happened in Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 6 with a particular vampire with a chip in his head, and yo. Yeah, I mean, Spike was never a good guy. I get that. But yo, that was like, yo. And now he's talking about, oh yeah, things gonna change and he's gonna do these trials, and I want to be more cultured, but at the same time, I don't like change. It's complicated. Yeah, no, I get that. Stepping out of your comfort zone, you know, for sure, can be difficult, can be scary. But yeah, it's like baby steps, I guess. Like baby steps. Like maybe try going on a holiday to Manchester. You know, that's a slightly different culture, right? Or Newcastle, that might be a good one. I feel like Newcastle. Actually, have I been Newcastle? I don't think I have, you know. You know what? I don't think I've ever been Newcastle, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I have not been Newcastle. Oh, I should change that. I should go to Newcastle. There's quite a few places, I guess, in England or Britain, really, that I haven't been to. But yeah, man, you know what? I won't say that I'm in full agreement with Willow's methods, but I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at her. You know, like, I ain't saying she's doing the right thing, but I ain't mad at her. You know, like, you know, I feel like if I was there, it'd be more of a case of let her do what she needs to do. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna agree with it. I'm not gonna whatever, but it's like and especially that first guy, Warren. I mean, the other two maybe aren't as bad, but Warren for sure. Like, Warren was just on a different level. So yeah, I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad. I'm kind of pissed at Buffy though, like trying to stop her all the time. It's like, oh, Jesus, let her do it. Just, when you fight, that's your friend. Let her, just let her, just let her go. Like, what the hell? Like, saving all these delinquents. Like, what the hell, man? Just let her do what she needs to do. Just... But yeah, I've got one more episode of Buffy to go. I finished Angel season 3. And yeah, just one more episode of Buffy to go. Try and watch that tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, no, I get that. You know, she's trying to help out Willow and doesn't want Willow to go too far, and I get that. I get that, but it's just like, man, you know what I mean? Just like maybe just let her have these ones and then try to stop her. You know what I mean? Like, maybe just let her have these ones and then be like, okay, cool. Now we need to do what we can to calm her down. Just let her have these ones. You probably noticed this as well, by the way. But let me say it anyway. But when Willow took out Warren, and she said right before she killed him, she says, "Bored now," and then, you know, does the magic. That was the same thing the vampire Willow would say. You know, when they had like the alternate reality and Willow was a vampire, like that was the same thing. She would say, "Bored now," and then do her thing. So interesting. Also, another interesting piece of trivia. When Spike was doing those challenge and he was fighting that guy with the flame fists, the guy who he's fighting is The Rock's stunt double. I recognized him because he was on the set when we're doing Hobbs and Shaw. But yeah, that's The Rock's stunt double. His name's Tanoi Reed. Warren deserves it, no question. But not so much the others. Yeah, the others are kind of like, I mean, I think to be fair, they're not as bad. But even still, you know, even still, Jonathan's had way too many chances at this point. It's like he should have already learned his lesson like a long time ago. But oh well. All right, let's get this movie started. Let me move over to let me get it ready on 0 actually before we do that. So let me switch over to this screen, and if you haven't already, make sure you're on 0 for Halloween. That's the wrong button, my bad. That is too loud. There we go. All right, so we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, then play. So when you're ready, 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, Warren's an arsehole, no doubt. Like Warren, like the way he treated that girl, his girlfriend, and just way he treated people in general. They tried to frame Buffy for her killing, for the girlfriend's killing. I know they just show no remorse at all. Yeah, Warren, he was a wrong one. When he shot at Buffy, didn't even aim. He was just like shot randomly. So yeah. But yeah, Buffy was a bit dumb though when after Spike tried to rape her, she was like, yeah, let me take my sister to go stay with him. It's like, chip or no chip? No. You know what I mean? No. Chip or not? That is a hard no. That is no. Just no. Like, nuh-uh. The thing with Spike is interesting though because he is a soulless vampire, not condoning being dead if it's worse when a human does it. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, that's because Spike was never a good guy. Even with the chip, he was never a good guy. He was just unable to do the bad things he's been wanting to do all that time. And that kind of messed with him a little bit. And I guess he developed feelings within that time. But ultimately, he was never a good guy. He never had a change of heart. Yo, what up, Brax? Brax Spivey. Brax the Snake Fiend Spivey. Oh, Dr. Loomis died in this version. Oh wait, so this version, I'm guessing, is kind of a pseudo reboot of the original run. Maybe not like a full-on reboot. But Markomar's got to be like 70 in this version though, right? Spike didn't have that mindset till he was a vampire. Yeah, because when he becomes a vampire, he becomes a soulless, blood-sucking creature of the night, right? You know, becoming a vampire takes your soul away because he does die. So he allows himself to do all those cruel things and not feel bad about it because he has no soul. So when it's like with Angel. But Angel's not really a good guy to begin with. But with Angel, it's like when they gave him the soul, it allowed him to feel all the pain that he's caused. And that's why he kind of ended up changing. It's not that he just became a good guy. He just was able to feel all the pain and destruction that he's caused by all the bad things he's done. Whereas Spike, Drusilla, you know, and all the rest of them, they just don't feel that because they have no soul. as human. He raped his ex. Used her as a sex slave. Killed Tara among the other shit he did. Humans can be worse than monsters. No, for sure. They're not going to show Michael's face, are they? I think they've already showed too much of his face already. They've showed way too much of his face. They show like a good 30% of his face. That's too much. This is direct sequel to the original. Oh, okay, okay. Do you really want Michael to say something, though? Ugh. Are they really going to let that guy just shout at Michael, though? I mean, I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'm not sure that's a good idea at all. But I like that they've gone back to the original kind of font from old school Halloween. That's a pretty cool touch. What's interesting to me is the demons who's like untamed animals has enough to wear clothes. Do you want vampires? Looking at Judge Judy, okay. Oh wait, Danny McBride wrote this. He does comedy, doesn't he? Normally, right? Haddonfield. Has enough sense to wear clothes. I mean, oh, okay. These films are probably my favorite versions of Myers. The dude who plays him does a fantastic job. Well, so far he stood still. So I'd have to take your word for it until we get through the rest of the movie. We'll see. He's good at standing still so far. Should have called first. Not enough. She let them in for $3,000. Cheapskate. Should have asked for more money. This is a holiday, MLK Day. Some people are off work. Oh, right. Yeah. No, I heard that. Yeah. MLK Day in America. Right. Right. I had a dream today. How many national holidays do you guys have in America? Because I swear you guys have a lot of national holidays. Money first. Oh no, Low Shot's not doing this right. First of all, they didn't call first. Secondly, they didn't offer enough money. Yeah, next month, Black History Month, Black History is every month filming. Yeah, I get you. I get you. So if they know Michael Myers is that deranged serial killer, why not give him the death penalty? They don't do that in America. In Illinois. Yo, what up, Frozen Gamer? Lil Jacob? Have to see, yeah. A number of holidays over here. Freshly late, as always. So peep shows. Better late than ever. I've not watched The Apprentice for a long time, FG. I'm doing alright, Jakes. I'm doing alright indeed. Just saying earlier that I've pretty much got almost everything ready for Karachi, which is next week. Drax, Frozen, The Last of Us. Yeah, it's on was it Now TV? I figured I'd wait till all episodes are available before I start watching it though, so I don't want to pay 2 months worth of Now TV. So maybe next month or March I might try and watch it. Next week you fly out, nice. Yeah, they got good reviews. Yeah, now it's been it's a lot of people. Well, I say a lot of people, but it seems so far a lot of people are praising. At least people I'm seeing online are praising it, which I'm not surprised about. I'm sure it is a great show, but I just don't want to pay 2 months worth of Now TV to watch it. So, yeah, Karachi in Pakistan, FG. Chilling. I had 4 days of work. Oh, nice. That's some serious gaming time, dude. Yeah, that could be worse. It's a different experience. I binged to watch 24 and X-Files. Yo, that's a good way to spend it still. I mean, I would have went with the gaming, but 24 and X-Files is still pretty good. Man, that must have been a cool nostalgia trip watching 24 and X-Files, especially X-Files. Yeah, Dave, that was insensitive. I mean, he's not wrong, but that was insensitive. Yeah, X-Files, yeah. I don't know, maybe I'll watch the X-Files again after I get through Buffy and Angel. I know, because I never did complete all of X-Files. I got up to like season 8 or something. So I hope as we progress through the week, things get better. Indeed. Indeed. Then we got bad. Yeah, I heard that's not for kids. Oh, should I suffer so badly? Yeah, apparently it's one of the most watched. Velma, that is one of the most watched shows, like most watched Scooby-Doo shows. But it seems the people who watched it, not very many actually liked it. So, oof, right? It breaks records, but maybe not in the best way. I haven't got the platform yet. That Last of Us is on. Yeah, it's on Now TV, right? Because things that are on Sky go on Now TV, don't they? So it should be on that. Maybe not right now, but it should be on that soon. I should say Jacob, my best friend. Mom died. Jacob's a bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Rest in peace. Yeah, indeed. Sad news, sorry. Wait, isn't that Sadie Sink? Is that Sadie Sink from from Stranger Things. Nah, it's not, is it? It kind of looks like her though. Broke people's hearts. What Velma are you talking about? Frozen Gary talking about Velma breaking people's hearts. It's on now, I think. No, it's not. It's not Sadie. Okay. Yeah, it kind of looks like her a little bit though. Like maybe this, maybe it's her big sister or something. See each episode weekly. Yeah, yeah. I thought it might do something like that. Oh. I would say how they I like they found a way to get Donald Pleasance in the movie. That's pretty cool. But yeah, and I think they do something like that FJ about the weekly thing. So yeah, I think there's like 8 episodes in total. So yeah, I'm gonna wait a little while, wait till all 8 episodes are out, and then I could just binge watch it. That's my plan. 5 days, Jake's, and go for 5 days. So I fly out on the 25th morning. I arrive 26th morning their time, right? And then I fly back on the 30th and arrive on the 30th. Also, yeah, time zone difference is mad. It's mad. But they're 5 hours ahead by time zone. So I feel like I'm probably gonna arrive first. I'm gonna be mad tired. I probably should have booked a longer trip, to be honest, but oh well. Live and learn. Live and learn. Total inclusive package. Yeah, you should have booked at least 2 weeks. So yeah, include it's hotel and flight. Not quite a package deal. So I kind of arranged my own things like going around but there's like tour guides and things you can do that I've looked into that I can get, and they're not too expensive. So I might do one of those things while I'm there. She was diagnosed with an aggressive form of dementia just a few months ago. Now she has gone. It was just a sad situation. That's a real shame. You should vlog it. I just might, FG. I just might. A couple of vids here and there. I just might. obviously all the conditions I have to endure. So tragic, yeah. This is all in the 50s. Oh. Man. What I'm most looking forward to out there, just chilling, you know, to be honest with you, like, just being in a different city, you know? You know, just walking around a different part of the world. I want to travel as much as possible this year. I want to do at least... I want to travel to at least 3 different cities this year. You might want to order some space bags. Good to have in space in your house and for packing trips and vacations. Space bags? What do you like? Are those? You mean like those vacuum seal bags or something? I don't think I'll need those. I'm not going very long. I'm going to travel light. Oh, I don't think you want to get out that car, dude. I don't think you want to get out that car. Yeah, I want to go to Holland and Spain. Oh, nice. Yeah, I want to try and do Holland as well. Amsterdam. I want to try and do that as well, man. That's one of the one of the cities I want to get to. Yeah, those dog. I'm gonna order some when I can. I mean, those are good to have, I guess, but yeah, I don't think I need them for this trip. I'm not trying to take too much with me. Makes you think, doesn't it? Just how short life can be. Oh, for sure. We can get so self-involved with our own stuff. We forget sometimes what really matters. Yeah. Yeah, no, indeed, indeed. You know, none of us know when our time is up, right? You know, some of us go young, some of us go old, some of us go somewhere in between, and loads of different reasons as what can cause it, when, where, all that sort of stuff. So I think all you can do is try to live the best life you can in between now and whenever it ends. I don't think your dad's coming back, kid. And STEM as well, yeah. You're right, I could be so expensive before you know the time's up. Time's up. I'm actually considering getting life insurance. May not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Oh, he's gonna kill the kid. Oh, you killed the kid. Oh, Michael. Well, I guess he ain't gonna beat his score. Yeah, managing destination, South Africa. Oh, nice. Which part? I went to Johannesburg and Pretoria back in, I can't even remember, it was a while ago though. 2007 or something like that. I'll just make sure I have my girls. Yo, for sure. Yeah, make sure they know you love them. October 31st. This work would be the part where I would like to see, and the Orange Free State, Pretoria. Yeah, it's an interesting country because like Pretoria is the capital of South Africa, but there's no airport in Pretoria. So, well, at least not when I went. There wasn't. I don't know. Maybe they built one since then. But you have to fly to Johannesburg and then get a cab or something like that to Pretoria. But it's not expensive. Well, at least it wasn't when this is a long time ago. It wasn't when I went. So you can get around pretty cheaply on cabs and stuff. So death and family really makes you think about your mortality, yeah, for sure. Still in here. Appreciate you, Brax. I don't think you're going to have a circus. I think it's going to be a lot worse than a circus. Oh, why is this guy remind me of the guy from Jaws? You know, the mayor from Jaws. You just wouldn't close the beach. That's what that guy's like right there. Alright, come on, man. I don't know, is it Robin Cook Island where Mandela's in? Okay. Steeped in history. I never went to Cape Town, but I hear that's a good place to visit as well if you go to South Africa. Cape Town is like south of South Africa, like way down south of South Africa. I have an Apple iPad, but it's an old one, like Air 2 from like, I don't know, whenever I bought it. It's like years ago. But I don't really mess around too much with Apple, to be honest with you. I like my Androids. I have not subscribed to Apple Arcade now. I don't even really play that many mobile games to consider it. So, yeah, no. But speaking of games, I did complete Days Gone recently. Why would you be sitting down on a dirty toilet, though? Like, what is... Nah. That toilet looks like you catch diseases by sitting on it. What is wrong with you? I don't think she's got her pants all the way down, though. She looks like she's actually got a... Unless she just, like, squished it up a little bit. So is Shovel Knight. Dead Cells. Oh, Dead Cells and Apple. Okay, Dead Cells is a good game. I like Dead Cells. It's pretty cool. Days Gone is I mean, I mean, it's. I mean, I would recommend it in a sense that if you've got time and, you know, nothing else to play, then why not, right? you could say, oh, look at that. I mean, you could certainly do a lot worse. It's not a terrible game. It sounds like I'm cussing it out. I'm not. It's not a bad game in my opinion. It's just not necessarily amazing either. So it's kind of like, sure, if you got time, check it out. You know, I don't think you'd have a bad time with it. But yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say, and it can get very generic and. Oh, look at that teeth. Oh, she's got it now. Oof. And it's a dirty toilet as well. Ooh. I don't know what's worse. But yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad game. It's alright. It's alright. Oh wait, did I just show his face again? They're showing too much of Michael Myers' face. He's a bald old man. You can't take him out. Oh. It's bad enough you're getting the shit kicked out of you like that, but in a dirty toilet? Oh, mate. I haven't seen my bestie's mum quite some time, but I used to get along really well with her. I don't see my besties as much as I should. We don't talk every day, but we have one of those rare friendships where we don't need to, we can go months without talking. Yeah, when we do, it's like we only talked yesterday. Yeah. You know what? A friend of mine once told me that true friends can grow separately without growing apart, and I really believe that's true. You know, there's certain people that in your life where you don't see them all the time, you don't see them as much as you'd like, because you know your lives are going in different directions. You know, they got their own things going, you got your things going, and so you don't see each other all the time, you don't talk all the time. But yeah, when you do meet up, and it's just like, boom, you know? It's like it doesn't matter that it's been a month, a year, 2 years, whatever it's been. It doesn't matter. It's just like you just, boom, you know? If you got a friend like that, yeah, that's something to keep in your life. I got friends like that. I could go months without any contact. Help me speak after some time, and it's like we speak all the time. Yeah, for sure. I just met with one of my old friends a couple of weeks ago that I ain't seen for ages, and yeah, it's just like that. Like we see each other maybe every so often. Like sometimes it's months, sometimes even years. I think the last time I saw was maybe a good few years ago. But yeah, we just meet up every so often, and it's just boom, you know. It's like the last however long it's been, just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. We just talk, we catch up, you know. Those special fans, indeed. I got serious with dirty toilets, so for real, man. I might be like, dude, can we at least go to a clean toilet? You know, can you smash my face in on a clean toilet, please? That's almost unbreakable. I don't think you can. Yeah, they might want to, hey, is that LL Cool J? Did they bring him back? Has he been watching the playoffs? So have you been enjoying it? It's funny, she started off being friends with my sister, and I didn't like her at first. Then we got talking and connected. She is probably the only person on the planet that truly understands me, and yeah, I hope you get to see her be able to offer some comfort. Michael Myers. Like fate. So did your sister get jealous when she started becoming more your friend than her friend? Oh, get your own friend, Sam. I did get my own friends. Yours. You know, I don't see, but they look like the Goonies, I think. I mean, he could have just taken a knife. Like, I don't think he had to do all that. Could have just taken a knife. Yeah, she did, majorly. I couldn't blame her. Well, hopefully you're all friends now. So, Haze, I have to ask, are you going to make any surprise appearances in upcoming films? Useful secrecy. I don't think so. I mean, the last extras gig I did... Oh, actually, I did one a few months ago. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it yet, because I'm not sure if the series is out yet. So possibly, there might be still stuff that's coming out, that's still to come, assuming I even make the cut, but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really done a lot of extras work lately. So yeah, I might not have too many blurs in the background appearances coming up anytime soon. The shape. So Michael Myers is supposed to be about 10 years older than Laurie Strode, right? Oh, look at that. Eesh. Right through the neck. Was it hard to not look in the camera? It wasn't hard, but there is definitely that temptation for sure. There definitely is a temptation. I can't lie. I might have maybe looked at the camera a couple of times. But for the most part, yeah, you could be professional and just do what you need to do. And the thing is, though, more often than not, you're so far away from the camera that if you did look into it directly, it's not going to matter because it's not going to see you. It's not going to see you that clearly anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, it's every now and then you get to a spot where they put you close to the camera, and that's when you really have to be careful not to look in the camera. Like I said, it's not difficult to not look in the camera, but that temptation does creep in. This kid. That kid. I had my own friends, but I find friendships fleeting. She's the only one that has stayed consistent. Yeah, I think a lot of people that, You know, I was friends with in school. It's like very few of them. You know, a lot of them I'm not really in contact with. There's a few that, you know, you check in every now and then, and like say, like you just kind of catch up every so often. But yeah, I think well, not even I think, but definitely vast majority of people, even people who was like best friends with back in school, it's like, yeah, don't see them no more, man. Kind of funny when you see extra struggling not to look in the camera. You know what the thing is, when now that I've been doing extras work, is like I notice certain. Oh no! Oh no! Right in front of. Oh no! Yeah, I do tend to like notice things in movies that I might not have noticed before. Don't gaslight her. Don't gaslight her. No, this guy's an arsehole. This guy's an arsehole. Let him walk away from him. Let's just can't resist, like they give the cam a fleeting glance. A fleeting glance, yeah. So you spell it. Oh boy, hey, these are on the Series X for £10. Okay, how's that working out? Some extras give the camera a lingering glance. You just see sometimes where you could tell the extra wasn't like just following the instructions, like, you know, they're walking like an odd direction or something, or they're kind of standing around, like looking around like they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. It's like, or everybody's like cheering. You got this one guy just kind of in the corner, just like barely paying attention. So, Jay, that's fair, isn't my strong point. Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble. That's how I spell. Jacob before I ain't smart. Not in the slightest. I'm sure that's not true, Sam. As in you are smart. Like, you're saying you're not, I'm saying you am. Yeah, taking long. Oh, you waiting for the... Oh, okay, okay. Waiting for Roy Mel to deliver hell. Okay. Friendship so hard. I find relationships hard in general. Yeah, it's just like relationships. I mean, you invest in. I think anything that you invest in emotionally. And especially as we get older, it can be difficult to Why is that? Well, Hades is the underworld in Greek mythology. Hades is the equivalent of hell. So if you're waiting for it to be delivered, Roy Miller delivering hell. I can be smart sometimes. brain would barely register if I had my brain scan. Oh, she's playing around, isn't she? Okay. In that case, I didn't get what the why is that bit. My bad, sorry. So here's a word I learned: encephalograph. It's a device used for measuring brain waves, and the reason why I know the word encephalograph is because I heard it in a rap song. So I heard the word in a rap song. I didn't know what it was, and I looked it up. And many years later, I finally get to use the word encephalograph. So yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to finally, after all these years, use the word encephalograph. That's made my day. Books, well, I'm definitely not. The things I learn about living. Also, was you asking why I find friendships? Oh, this guy just messed up the bike. Brainwave, I would be lucky if I got a ripple. Wet. Hello. That's my brainwave. Oh, damn it, she slipped. Of course she slipped. Of course she slipped. Nobody has sure footing in a horror movie. Yeah, fight him. You get more brain activity from a corpse than you would from my brain. Well, you know, that could depend on which corpse, right? I feel like vampires will probably have some activity, right, on their brains. And they're technically corpses. I'm just saying. I just find it hard to connect with people on a deeper level. Go overwhelmed easily. Hey, I'm clearly just trying out my comedy material. How's my punchline? I'd say Jake's maybe don't quit your job just yet. I kid. I mean, you probably shouldn't quit your job though, but I mean, probably not a good idea. Just saying. My jokes are pretty dead, man. You get it. Dead. Alright, my brain. We could do jokes like the Joker. Have you seen the movie Joker with Joaquin Phoenix? When he just starts laughing. And then he's like, why are you laughing? And he's like, you wouldn't get it. You can see jokes like that. Oh, this ain't gonna end well. This ain't gonna end well at all. Oh, mate. Just shoot first. This is an occasion where it would be a good idea to just shoot first. Joker's jokes are not quite my brand of humor. Look at that dude. Oof. I can sit here and type all this stuff and be open because it's just type it, and if I'm in the room with you having the equalization, I will find that way harder. Being face to face is definitely harder to open up when you're with somebody. When you're, for one thing, it's like a lot of times you open up to somebody, like, well, I mean, a lot of times, well, certainly a significant number of times when you're really open up and you're really vulnerable with people, you know, they might use it against you, or they might laugh at you, or make dumb jokes, and it's like there's certain things like that's just not the time. So it can be difficult to, you know, open up around people because you never, or because part of you is like, I don't know how they're gonna use it, and you want to be able to trust somebody, but that could be difficult. That could be difficult, you know. I think sometimes people need to be willing to earn that trust and not just expect it. And he shoots the guy in the head. Oh, he's brain dead. Dark humor. Frozen. You got it. Is it less personal here, Sam? Less intense. I mean, we're all in separate rooms, right? Different parts of the country, different parts of the world. Was that the same copy of the original movie? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't recognize him. I'm going to have to look him up in the movie database or something. I think a lot of it was because of my dad's to the whole him lying and me having to be quiet. That's all I know. Still in here listening. Appreciate you, Brax. Man like Brax Spivvy. Listening, a place to bivvy. Yeah, I get that, son. think a lot of times we carry around so much that we get from our parents, and much of it we don't always realize until like later on, like much later on. Yeah, they cut out all the stuff about the demon spells or something. Do they have the death penalty in Illinois? Because, like, I think Michael Myers would have got the death penalty if they have that in Illinois. It seems like they go out of their way to keep this guy alive, and he just murders people. They constantly capture him. He breaks free, murders people. It's like, bro, I mean, there's a point we have to be like, maybe like this clearly isn't working. Yeah, my old man haven't got the best relationship. Haven't got the best relationship either. That's a shame, man. It's clear he has some dirt on the influential people in the judiciary. He must have. Definitely is my state. Glad it is. I support it. Yeah, Michael Myers must know people in the higher ups, man. I think you're right. I think you're right, Jakes. You must have pictures of like politicians in bed with like some compromising position or something. I don't think you're talking to Mr. Any relationship with my dad anymore because the last time I saw him was over 15 years ago. That was my decision. Oh, this might be the last time you go anywhere, kid. Like my immunity from prosecute you. Oof. Ooh. As means can prosecute, yeah. Smarts is awesome in this movie. It's more like the original one in this movie, isn't it? to my dad for a similar length of time. So that's got to be done. Yeah, no, it could be difficult, especially I think with like family and the people who are closest to you. But yeah, you're right. I think sometimes you do have to separate yourself, and it's a shame that it comes to that, right? But if it's got to be done, then it's got to be done, because then the day is like, you're always going to be the most important person in your life, so you got to make sure that you're okay. And if there's a person, family or not, that is a direct cause of you not being okay, yeah, you just can't be around that person. He's perpetually lying all the time. That's sad, man. So you guys going through that sort of stuff. That's he's desperate to be involved in my life, but he keeps backstabbing me. Is he trying to change, or? I mean, you know what? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. I'm sorry, that might have been a bit too personal, but yeah, if you don't answer that, that's cool. I get it. It's calm. It's calm. That's what I saw him. Was at a family party. I got so drunk I sat in his bedroom and cried most of the night, and ended up opening my mouth to his wife's son. When I was going through really bad depression, instead of me support, he backstabbed me and ridiculed my situation to friends. Oh, that's so bad, man. Yeah. What's this doctor doing? My mom was a complete antithesis to him. She couldn't do enough for me. Next time I also about everything and anything. Some of it was stuff Unavailable is really bad. Yeah, that kind of thing hurts, especially when it's like the people who are supposed to love you the most are the ones that are causing. The people supposed to love you the most and care about you the most are the ones that are lying to you the most. And your girlfriends are. No, yeah, ain't that the truth? Wait, did that doctor put a mask on? That sounds just like my dad. He is the same person. Well, I mean, it's not impossible. Peanut butter. You have to laugh. Yeah, sometimes otherwise you'll cry. Yeah. Whenever family was around, he would watch me intensely, making sure I don't talk. Sometimes he would find silence with money, depending on the lie. Turns out the family knew all along, and they covered for him even now to this day. Some of the family hate me because they think I was at fault when I was a kid. So this guy saved Michael's life, and then Michael killed him for it. Don't reveal too much online. Yeah, I mean, this is a space that I hope people feel, comfortable talking about whatever you want to talk about. That being said, yeah, if you don't want to, if you'd rather not, or if you feel it's best that you don't, I get it. I don't want anyone to feel like they have to if you'd rather not. Of ish. There's nothing criminal. Okay, cool. But it's kind of crazy, some of the things that family would cover up with people, you know. Like, people just commit the most heinous things, and family members would know about it but won't say anything, whether it's because they don't want the shame of people knowing, or they don't want to admit that it's, or what, I don't know, but it's like effectively people end up either getting away with it or doing it to more people because nobody wants to take it further. Oh, Michael. Of course he's not going to kill Laurie Strode. She's in the next 2 movies. Oh, wait. I didn't spoil it for nobody, did I? So this one, okay. Didn't spoil that for Braxton, at least. Yikes. Yikes. Something really horrendous happens within a family, and other members of the family are aware. Try to cover it up. In my opinion, they're just as guilty as the perpetrator. It's my experiences hasn't turned me into a man eating jerk. I'm not broken, but ain't we all? Yeah, no, for sure. It's like cases you hear about, whether there's like been rapes in the family, incest, you know, abuse and things like that, and you find out that, you know, people knew about it, like, you know, somebody knew about it, or at the very least they suspected it heavily that was something was going on, but they just never said anything. Or even worse, or I don't know if it's worse, but certainly it's just as bad, where times where the person being abused has went to somebody, told them what was going on, they knew that was going on, and they ended up trying to convince the person that it's all in their head, you know, rather than just like, you know, calling the police or whatever, you know. We can't allow it to damage us beyond repair. That's why I don't have much of a relationship with them. Strange from most of my siblings as well. Could do okay, Jacob. Now at least. Fetches out this relationship with my family. You guys ever think about like writing a book about, you know, what you've been through and that sort of thing? You know, instead of coming her up, she should stay where she is and let Michael come to her, because that way she has a clear shot. And when he tries to come down the whatchamacallit. But I mean, it's a horror movie. They can't have people make smart choices. That's just I don't think I'm interested enough. Well, yeah, it's crossed my mind to put pen to paper. I just haven't gotten around to it. Well, maybe one day, but only when you're ready to. Oh, he's not in there. Lots of people have had it worse than me. Maybe, but I feel like it's not necessarily about who's had it worse, because I mean, at the end of the day, you can't really compare trauma. You know, pain is relative, and how we experience things is kind of relative to our own lives, right? You know, how one person feels about, I don't know, you know, missing a bus, and then how another person might feel about, you know, losing all their money in a scam or something. It's like one sounds worse than the other, but we could only really go by our own experiences. So it's like, even though it sounds like a minor thing, then it could still be a major thing to that person. So like, I feel like it's not always about who's had it worse or things like that, because it's all relative to your own life experiences and how you felt about it. Even if somebody had something worse, so to speak, like, it's still how you felt about it, and those feelings should always be valid. Threshold's different in there, indeed. And we all have things we're going through. We're not all going through the same thing, but we're all going through things. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I think perspective is also important, of course, but at the same time, we have to be able to acknowledge how things made us feel, you know. Right, I have to go for intensive for it to remember all. I had the habit of blocking stuff out when I was younger, so if I do remember something, it comes to me in a flash. I'm about to heat up some food in a little bit. Brack's about to get his feed on. Yeah, no, I get that, Sam. You don't got to do anything you don't feel is right for you. She calls her grandmother grandmother. Interesting. I don't know. Do people call their grandmother grandmother? There's usually gran, nan, you know, something like that. Granny. I don't know. And does anybody actually call their grandmother grandmother? Yeah, some stuff my mother cooks. Yeah, heat that up. It's not uncommon coping mechanism that people, yeah, to go traumatic events, yeah, for sure. On the other hand, having total recall, I remember all vividly. Those flashes can be quite intense. It's almost like you're reliving it. You feeling like you did then. The thing about these movies is that, I think, with the exception of, I think, Halloween 5 or 6, they don't really attempt to explain why Michael is so strong. And this is supposed to be a reboot of sorts. And in this very movie, they've had him, like, literally stomp a man's face, squish with his boot. Just like skull and everything just squashed. So if you can do that, then how did he even get caught? Like, if he's strong enough to, like, rip this thing off its floor and squish a man's face with his boot, how did they actually capture him? Oof. Oh, it was a trick. It was a trick. Maybe not good enough trick, though. Maybe Jacob. Yeah, it seems that way. Yeah, we're all connected in various ways. Oh, she's gonna blow up her own house. Well, maybe not blow up, but I'm gonna burn him alive. It's good to have to relate to someone. I feel better actually talking about it. Oh, that's good. I did always say I had a long lost brother called Joey, funnily enough. G-Tech for me, believe it or not. Oh, I could believe it. Joey, huh? How you doing? The thing is, they just burnt the whole house down, and there's no real way of knowing that they actually got Michael Myers. Like, you'd think by now they'll know to get a confirmed kill. Well, that was Halloween. Alright, so Wilson Gray must be a balance here for lads. That's hospital in your room. It's so good, man. Hey, sometimes you gotta get these things off your chest. If you're on a social sign, Jacob, if you're on that chat, I'm here. It's Joey Jacob. Well, that was Halloween 2018. That was alright, I reckon. I mean, story-wise, it weren't too bad. You know, kind of a soft reboot of sorts. Was it like a ignoring all the movies except I guess the first one, and just kind of continues from there, but like 40 years later or whatever it was. So yeah, it's not too bad, not too bad. I mean, I would say that the ending did feel a bit weak, though, to be in my opinion. Especially when they've done things before, like chop his head off and all that kind of stuff, and now it's what, you can burn him and leave him there. They didn't even show like a burning body. It's like, I mean, look, I know that he comes back. I get it. There's 2 more of these movies, but come on, like. And of course, they don't have to do the same things as other Halloween movies. I get that, but I'm just saying, the ending did feel a bit weak for me. But you know, it was alright. Has some decent kills in there and some decent slasher moments and that whole thing. And that doctor's feeling a bit weird still. They didn't really go nowhere. Where he's trying to keep Michael alive, but you don't really know why. And well, the way he ends up is, I guess we're not going to find that out. And those 2 reporters, well, dirty toilet thing. So yeah, it was alright. It was alright. You know, ain't too bad. Ain't too bad at all. Then it is weak because we have 2 more movies carrying on from this one. Yeah, I just felt like, okay, they captured him, they burnt him, but it just kind of felt like clearly he's not dead. You know what I mean? Like we know. I mean, even if you didn't know there were 2 more movies coming, like you know he's not. I mean, it's the guy. You know, survived a car hit. He's able to stomp a man's face in on one boot with one shoe or whatever. You know, he ripped that whole thing off the floor. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is strong. They established that. And then when they burnt him, they didn't even show him burn. It was like, it just showed that the place he was in was on fire, but they didn't actually show him burn. So it's like, yeah, I get it. He's not even like alluding to him being dead. Like, it's just, you just burnt your house down for nothing, you know? Definitely going by the 80s, Joey. Joey! I'm just going to face for the day because took me down. If you don't like. Just call you bro, then Jacob. Yeah, I'm on both also. I appreciate that. It's just on the socials. Makes one under my real name. Initials PS. Paul Smith. Patrick Smithsonian. Or maybe Pauline Summerbees. Really, Paul Smith? Oh snap! That was a complete guess. The same as the famous English. Oh yeah. Paul Smith. Yeah. Oh snap! Well, how about that? How about that? Oh wait, is there more to come in this movie? Is there an after credit scene? I just hear breathing. Oh no, there isn't. It says the end of the movie. Okay. My name is Paul. Ooh. Oh god, this is... You know what? Imagine if you two actually are related. That would be mad. That would be mad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. in the realms of possibility. You could be like cousins or something. I don't know. It's one of those fake thingies. Maybe. Have white distant relatives. Well, they both. You just might be related. That would be. Oh, you know what? Well, related or not, I'm glad you guys found each other. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. So, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends are the last two in a Halloween saga that we're doing. They won't be next week. I'll have to pick another movie next week. Maybe one that I don't have to actually pay for. But to be honest, I think like Halloween Kills might be a little while because that's $8.99 to get that one, and then Halloween Ends is $11.99. I don't mind paying that. I just don't necessarily want to do it too close to each other. I'm just saying. So those last two I might spread out. I might stretch them out a little bit just because of that. But yeah, I'll figure out whatever movie for next week and let you guys know at some point. What if we are related, bro? I no longer need to get for my black. Also, it's my favorite designer. I got so many of his pieces. Well, it's like you're wearing your own clothes at that point, really. You know what I mean? Sorry, Woody. Yeah, it's Woody now. Wait, did I just say that? Did I just say that? All right, well. Zero black pass. Yeah, you know what? You know what that means? Yeah, exactly. You know what that means? So it's like if somebody like accuses you of something, like or whatever. Like normally you could say, you know, I'm not racist. I've got black friends. You could say that, but now you could be like, I'm not racist. I've got black relatives, and that's a lot higher, right? That's that's a lot higher up in the that ranks like from like black friends is like there, black relatives is there. You know what I mean? So. I can't be racist. My long lost brother is black. Moves you all the way up. All the way up. It's official. Yeah, I've got a free pass, so screw you. Be careful where you use that pass, though. Just saying. You might have a free pass, but you still gotta be careful where you use it. Just a little bit of caution. Be careful where you use it. Oh. Oh, man. How is catching up? And also, yeah, I think you need a different pass for that one, but so, yeah, it's best you don't. Yeah, it's best you don't. That's a whole separate pass altogether. Oh man. The movie was alright. like I said, I felt. I mean, overall, it weren't too bad. Had some decent kills in there. Story-wise, it's it's possible. It's decent. I mean, at this point with Halloween movies, I don't think I don't think you watch a Halloween movie for like its storyline. You know what I mean? You're just gonna get a very basic, maybe somewhat generic kind of story, which is fine. It's fine. It's not the reason you watch it, and it doesn't need to do that. So story-wise, it's fine, but yeah, decent kills. But I did feel the ending was a bit weak. But sticking with Halloween, like I say, Halloween Kills is the next one, but that won't be maybe for a few weeks. Well, for one thing, we still got next week, and then Karachi, and then maybe the week after, we'll see. Bars like cringe when I hear people who ain't black say it. You can keep your word. Yeah, it's I mean, of course, context matters, right? But yeah, I would say as a very general thing, like, it can be a bit cringy. I mean, circumstance, of course, but yeah, it can be. Especially when it's like, somebody who's like, I don't know, they listen to a rap song or something, and they decide to braise their hair or whatever, and it's like, dude, come on, man. But I will say this, actually. I'm not sure if I told this story before, but maybe I have. Stop me if I've said it before. Anyway, so it's one of my cab journeys. I pick up these two white guys, and they've both been drinking. They weren't blackout drunk or nothing, but they've both been drinking, so they're a little bit tipsy. Anyway, they get in the car, and I'm taking them to their destination, their home, whatever it was. And I got some hip hop played at the time, so they're talking about how they're rap fans, and they were recommending me this song that I listened to, this artist. So I was like, all right, cool, no worries, I'll put it on. So I put it on, and they're rapping along, and they know all the words. They're just going along with it. And the part of the song where the singer uses the N-word, and this is what I thought was interesting, because like I'm listening to them rapping along, getting all the words, and I'm like, is this going to be a real awkward? The whole time I think to myself, this might be a real awkward cab trip. This might turn into a real awkward cab trip real quick. But yeah, the parts where you use that word comes on, and even though these two white guys both been drinking, even though they clearly big fans of this artist, anytime he used that word, it was, and then they just carried on. So I was like, all right. So now I know that even two drunk white guys could have the wherewithal to not use that word. Nobody else got no excuses, I reckon, at this point. Like, nobody's got no excuses. Like, if two drunk white guys could still know not to use it, nah. Nobody's got no excuses. They said they just kept quiet. They would just be like, it'd just be silence, and then it would just carry on like normal. They would just completely skip the word. Even the drunken state, they had presence of mind to sense themselves. Trigger. Indeed. I mean, Spurs, I don't know. I mean, would I have minded? It's hard to say. I mean, I would say for the most part, I try not to get offended and that kind of stuff, right? And end of the day, I'm never going to see them again, right? So it'd be almost no point me getting mad in that situation. But at the same time, it's like when they did just skip the word, I was kind of like, you know what, I appreciate that, because it just saves it from being an awkward cab trip. You know what I mean? At the very least, if nothing else, it just saves it from being an awkward cab trip. So I was like, you know what, I appreciate that. Ninja. Where my ninjas at? That seems to be a common replacement word I see a lot of people use, though. Ninja. Man, these ninjas. Yeah, you seem very... Oh, man, I try to be, you know. I try to be. I mean, I guess we all have moments where we're not so chilled, but that's part of the human experience, right? Money when they're doing their rendition by themselves, they don't sense themselves. They could be, but hey, you know what, if I'm not around or no one else is around to hear it, then hey. Right. Gotta use code words, yeah. It's like, have you seen white chicks when they're in the car and they put the rap music on, and they're and you know, we got like Marlon Wayans and Sean Wayans, they're dressed up as white girls, so they just go, yeah, my nigga, oh yeah, my nigga, and the other girl's like, oh, you can't say that. And they were like, but no one else is around. But that film would not get made today. That film would not get made today. Well, actually, you know what? It would. No, it could get made today, but it would be different. You know what I mean? So many of the jokes they did back then, they would not pass today. Like, I feel like too many studios would be too scared to touch that film now. It came out at the right time. If it came out any later, well, maybe not any later, but you know, if it came out, I don't know, 15 years later, 10, 15 years later or something like that, it would have been, nah, it was not happening. That came out at the time it came out, and really. You get triggered when people talk shit about autism. I'm more laid back and easygoing than I used to be. I can't tell you how many fights I've had when I was younger over the M-bomb being used against me. Yeah, I used to get into a lot of fights. Well, not for that reason, but still. It's back in school, you know, you're young, you're stupid, you fight over every dumb thing that happens. And my school was mostly black guys, so was it? Wait, what was it? Yeah, I think it was actually. Well, it was. I guess primary school more so than secondary school, but secondary school was probably a bit more mixed. But I think still mostly black guys in my secondary school, but maybe a little bit more evened out. Bermondsey, yeah. Saf. In the south, nothing new. Yeah, southern states and southern London. Southern London? South London, rather. Well, I guess it is southern, but still. So a tweet by a black guy who said white people use trans and autism to feel inclusive. If he had said that to me, I would have lost my shit. XSplit ain't changed much. Oh, there's a movie about him coming out soon, actually. Yeah, no, that's just ignorant about the whole trans and autism. I mean, first of all, it's not trans and autism isn't just white people, so that's just ignorant right there. You know, plenty of black trans people and black people with autism, you know, or Asian and so on, and you know, it's not a autism and trans gender is not it's nothing to do with skin color or ethnicity. It's one's a gender identity and one is actually, I guess I don't know what autism is. I mean, it's not, I guess it's a behavioral, no, is that what? Okay, I'm sorry, Sam, I think I'm ignorant myself on this. It's a behavioral thing, I want to say, or is that incorrect? But yeah, I mean, it's not ethnicity related, so it's what I'm trying to say, which is ignorance comes in all colors. Yeah, for sure. Millwall country, you know. Well, I mean, I'd be hearing about Millwall. I'll be hearing about Millwall. So yeah, methinks I knows what you mean. There's a great parents time on the by the KKK, etc. It's still around. It does. Yeah, I can't definitely. Okay. Appreciate the knowledge on that, Sam. In the south, the old boys down there are very overt with it, I hear. But after summer 2020, people ain't playing zero games. People are ready to give that work to any slick or upfront racist-ish. Some days not so much, but another day it might hit different. Yeah, it's just part of humanity, isn't it? Part of how we interact with the world. You know, there's times where, I mean, to me, I just feel like there's most situations, maybe even all situations, are, you know, figuring out the balance between being rational and being emotional, right? Because you know that you can't be too emotional because you might be making bad decisions, but also you can't be too rational because you might be making bad decisions. And trying to find that balance between how much emotion you should have and how much rationale you should have in any situation could be difficult. Sometimes you get it right, you know, sometimes you get the balance right, you know, sometimes you don't, you know, and that's all part of it. You know, there's no like one answer to everything. it's just trying to figure out each and every time how much emotion should I have and how much rationale should I have, and you know, trying to figure that out. So yeah, sometimes we're going to be triggered more than we probably should be. Sometimes we're not triggered enough. You know, sometimes we're hearing things and we're not feeling it enough, and that's not necessarily a good thing either. You know, so it's like that balance between rationale, emotion, trying to figure out how much of each you use and how to deal with the situation. And some people are better at it than others, you know, but even then it's like you don't always get it right. You don't always get it right. I don't know about over there in the UK, but over here where people have a saying, we ain't our grandparents. I mean, I don't know if we have that saying over here, but yeah, I mean, it's true. We're not, you know, it's a different time, different generation, different society, different culture, different everything, you know, like the way things were done, you know, I guess what, 50, 60, 70 years ago, wildly different to how it is now, right? So, you know, some things stay the same and you could always get advice from things for sure, but at the same time, it's like, it's not the same time. Back then, you could buy a house for 50p. You couldn't do that now. You know, if you could even get a house, that is, like, bruh, there's no space for houses now. It's all high rises these days. Everything's going up. The world population's too big for everybody to have a house. It's all flats and shared ownerships and renting and apartments and blocks and cityscapes. That's yeah. It's a different time. It's a different time. People ain't like that, but enough of them are. It's just their reputation. Definitely not as tolerant or for want of a better word, docile as my parents were. Yeah. I don't get triggered by jokes. That's about what I do if someone is just ignorant. I think the thing about jokes though is that there's kind of this thing that I find some people do where they would say something and try to act as if it's a joke, or they were just playing around or just joking, and you know they're not. You know what I mean? Like, you just know they're not. Like, you don't always know why you know they're not, but just something about the way it was said, you just know they weren't joking. You know what I mean? You know they're trying to make a serious, or at least in their mind, a serious point, and but they may be too cowardice to just say it, and they try to act as if it was a joke. And then when they get called out on it, it's always that, well, I'm just joking. It's like, bruh, come on, man. I think one of the things to be mindful of is how, especially when it comes to, like, if you have to deal with a narcissist, you know, they would say things, and then often try to, you know, palm it off as a joke or whatever when it clearly wasn't, and they'll try and make you feel like, you know, you're in the wrong for not getting a joke or not being able to take a joke, you know, that sort of thing. And it's like, nah, it wasn't a joke. Don't. If you don't come correct, I'll definitely get triggered. Tell him. Like I said, I've met racists. I already knew they were. Shook hands and I hugged and ish. Most of them might have been clansmen and clanswomen themselves. You can tell by their demeanor, context. Yeah, it's just something like the way they say it. It's not, you know, I mean, sometimes it's clear, like say, like demeanor, you could, but other times, like, you can't always, like, put your finger on the thing that's letting you know it's not a joke. You can't Like sometimes you're just not always sure what that thing is. Sometimes, like you say, Brad, Jakes, it's clear. Like this is the thing that lets you know. But other times it's not always that clear. Where you just kind of know, just something's just letting you know that that was not a joke. They were not joking when they said that. People that will insult you in a banter way, you can give it back. I love that shit, but different from just being an ass. Yeah, for sure. It's like different relationships you have with people, right? You know, like I don't know, a lot of times in school, like my friends and I, we would cuss each other out all the time. You know, and we all say like the wildest things to each other about our, you know, about our mums, you know, family, all kinds of stuff. Like we'll say the wildest things, racist stuff, all of that, homophobic, everything. Like we will say the wildest things to each other, and it was kind of like cool within our group. But if somebody just came along and you don't really know that person, and they think they can join in and start talking shit about you, cussing you out, saying, "Oh yeah, and your mum's this," and it's like, nah, nah. And they might not even say anything that bad. You know what I mean? The thing they might have said might not even be that bad. It's just the fact that I don't know you like that. You know what I mean? I don't know you like that. And by the way, I'm not saying like, you know, it's good to cuss each other out or whatever. I mean, it's certain groups of people you can do that with. There's certain types of people you could do that with, where you know it's cool, they know it's cool, and you just kind of know. It's not even like a spoken thing. You just know it's cool. In fact, there's a film called Stand By Me where they kind of talk about that, and that you just kind of know with your certain friends where you come up with the wildest ways to cuss each other out, and it's cool within that group. But somebody you don't know, or somebody outside of that group just coming along and thinking they can say stuff and it's going to be okay. It don't work like that, homeboy. It don't work like that. That's why it comes to jokes and criticism. You got to be observant. Motherfuckers be masking that shit about how they truly. Yeah, for sure. For sure. They'll be saying some wild ass stuff and they're acting like, "Oh, I'm just joking. It's like, I don't think so. It's a vibe from them. We do it. We have that banter. It's so good. Yeah, among your friends, you really know each other's characters. And 9 times out of 10, a redneck is shot whether if he or she is on some KK stuff or not. You just better have your strap too. It's okay. It's okay. I'm reloaded. But you peeps, you don't know. Yeah. That character is stand off limits. Yeah. What you'll catch. Be just a joke too. Yeah. Yeah, it used to happen sometimes when people get a bit too, you know, when somebody gets a bit too fresh, that would happen. We just punch them in the arm or something and be like, and they go, "Oh, what's that for?" I was like, "I was just joking." When people get a bit too fresh, you just like, bat, right in the arm. "I was just joking." Or you say something like, "Oh, sorry, man, my hand slips." That's what you might get. You punch someone in the arm and be like, "Sorry, man, my hand slipped." We would see each other on Instagram. Well, hopefully not too ripped apart. If you got a mouth, that means you got hands too. I mean, mean, not necessarily. I mean, you could have your arms chopped off and still be able to talk. So, I mean, you have to just saying. Brap. Good if you guys knew one verbally, of course, but I also tend to myself. Just my way. I don't know. It might be useful to have have two arseholes though. When you think about it, like imagine having an arsehole on your hand. You know, like you wouldn't have to, you know, take your trousers down to use the toilet. You could just be like over the toilet, yeah, and then all you could do afterwards is just like wash your hands and you'd be done. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like having an arsehole on like there on the palm of your hand, that might be pretty useful. Just like, you know, maybe wipe, wash, and you're good to go. You know, you're good to go. So what is your mouth? Hey. Hey. I mean, probably true, but hey. When it comes to distant Americans, vicious. They all have dangerous mouthpieces when it comes to insults. If you watch those like battle rap competitions, like bruh, people be coming up with some wild things. So still, oof. Before still gotta know outside areas, sundown towns especially. Oh man. Oof. Sundown towns. Is that the part of town you don't want to be in? Sundown. But bro, once because you're a pretty penny. Nah, my poops come out so clean I don't need to bother wipe. You see that clip from this guy called the Liver King? Now this is a guy that I've heard of him. I don't know much about him, but there's a clip going around of this guy who calls himself the Liver King, where he's saying he doesn't wipe his own ass. Like he says that his poops come out. I think he says they come out really crisp. I can't remember exactly what he said. I think he says they come out really crisp. And they come out so crisp, he doesn't need to wipe his ass. That he could just like poop, get up and go. And every now and then, like he might like check. But apart from that, he just doesn't wipe. I'm like, why would you admit to something like that? You know what I mean? Why would you tell people you don't wipe? That's crazy to me. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Or go to an interview and that... The Liver King's a fraud. Actually, you know what? I think I did hear about stuff like that, actually. I think I did hear stuff like that, but certainly going on any kind of interview and admitting that you don't wipe your own ass isn't going to help you when it comes to defrauding people, right? That's going to turn people away from your... It's like, listen, I'm not going to spend money on whatever program you're selling if it involves not wiping your own ass when you take a shit. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, no, that's a terrible idea. If a black person works in an area like that, they can be there during the day. They just have to be out of there before nightfall. I sees. What is this Mississippi burning in the south still? He uses fancy role for his book. The drip from his mouth falls like a beautiful, majestic waterfall. That's like an insult and a compliment at the same time. That's pretty skillful, Sam. I can't lie. It takes a certain amount of skill to insult and compliment somebody in one sentence. Like I I feel like Sam's had some practice with that. Like Sam's got some skills. Brandon's getting sued. Okay. It's not that crap. Nobody's forced to the curfew on me. Yeah, I goes well once the goes. City is nice. Just gonna have certain places to stay out of. Alright, thank you for noticing. Well, I mean, I'm nothing if not observant. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it. Like, there's certain areas that are considered dangerous, and of course, no matter where you go in the world, you're always going to exercise some level of caution, right? But that being said, I mean, you should be able to go where you want to go whenever you want to go there. Like, there should never be, like, a part of town where you just don't go to. And especially if it's, like, if it's known that something could happen, like something dangerous can happen. It's like, bro, why aren't the police doing nothing about that? You know what I mean? Like, if it's known that if you go to this area at a certain time, you're very likely to get, you know, badly injured or killed, then I think the police should be doing something about that. That's kind of like, bruh, just gonna like sit here and not do nothing. Like, come on now. This one downtown and James Bird Jr. in case in 98. This for Texas. Look them up. These are probably connected, especially in those one-horse towns. Well, ain't that the truth? Yeah, yeah. Police be in on it. Where'd that song go? Some of those who work forces are the same who burn crosses. If you want to just know what to expect and don't be surprised. I appreciate your verbal loose shits. Oh, thanks, Sam. And yeah, rage. Some of those who burn force. No, let's mess up. Some of those who burn. No. Some of those who join forces are the same who burn crosses. I literally just said it and I messed up the words. Some of those who join forces are the same who burn crosses. Yeah, 5-0 be part of it too. Ain't that true? Yeah. I was Rage Against the Machine back in like 1991, 2, something like that. But yeah, early 90s Rage was saying that. Let's see, when was Killing in the Name come out? Let me see here real quick. Killing in the Name of... Yeah, 1992. Rage Against the Machine was saying that way back in 1992. And some 30 plus years later. Well. You should be able to go wherever. Still, if you choose to go, you go at your own risk. Yeah, law enforcement is part of it too. Nothing new. Oh, excuse me. America. Open carrier standard. Let's see. Oh, police. Oh, I said policies. I can't read. Sorry. I told you guys I can't read this year. Our police are far too soft. Yeah. Most of the police here don't carry guns, but there's a few that do. They have like armed. We do have like armed police, and you do see them around. But you usually see them in certain areas, like if you see armed police around, more often than not, there's some kind of government thing going on, or you know, something like that. Unless they've been caught, unless it's like, you know, you're being caught out to like a, I don't know, a gang thing, then you might have armed police then. But usually, like in terms of patrolling, like if you see police patrolling, more often than not, they're going to be regular police are not armed. But if you ever see like armed police just patrolling, most likely there's some kind of government political thing going on nearby. What being a strap to? That's not been my experience, I must say. Yeah. Man, and be on people with Confederate flags who pull towards me. Yo, what up, Ben? You're right, compared to other countries that are soft. Ben's in the house. Wagwan, Ben. Now you do what they told ya. Now you do what they told ya. Now you do what they told ya. Hope you're doing well. Alright, indeed. We just watched Halloween 2018. I was just like chatting for a little bit before ending the stream. Yeah, get away with robbing and burning cars. They do all sorts, and please do nothing. Yeah, gangs in London are, I mean, I wouldn't say they get away with stuff. I mean, they certainly a lot of them do get arrested, but yeah, you definitely do. I mean, I guess the smarter ones, you know, they'll figure out ways to evade getting caught. And to be honest, depending on what you're doing, it's not necessarily a difficult thing to avoid getting caught by the police. Like if you just kind of know where, like if you're dealing drugs, for example, like you know where to go, where how to arrange stuff, and you know how much you can move. You know, I feel the biggest thing that gets people caught a lot of the time is being greedy and trying to do more than they could, you know, trying to move more product than they can. So it's like if you know you can't move, I don't know, like 100 kilos. I don't know what it. I don't know. I don't buy drugs. I don't know what it is, but whatever. If you know you can't move 100 kilos and you're taking on 100 kilos, you're gonna have problems. But if you can move, I don't know, 2 kilos, and you take 2 kilos, or you just take no more than you can move, you're probably gonna be okay in terms of not getting caught by the police. But yeah, people get greedy, you know, or people that try to sell to the wrong people, and I think it's fair to say that a lot of gangs, like, generally just kind of keep themselves to themselves. Like, it's not so much there's never any innocent bystanders. I ain't saying that, but for the most part, a lot of gangs will kind of keep to themselves. Like, they stay pretty much within the gang world. It's somewhat contained within itself, and it's very rare where it spills outside. I'm not saying that makes it okay, by the way. I'm just saying that's typically how it goes. Yeah, and even they told me they see something in me. To make something of myself, I can do it. And you are your own success. Police know who these people are, and still nothing gets done. The same kids who did that. Smashed my stepdad car up. Nothing got done. What story have I missed about gangs? We just started talking about gangs, actually. You haven't missed anything. We just started talking about it. But yeah, that's a shame though. Like, yeah, police can be lazy. Let's keep it real. Like, there's certain police out there, they can be lazy, you know, and it sucks because it's people's lives at stake or people's livelihoods at stake, and you're supposed to be able to go to the police, you know, when things go wrong, when things get out of hand or whatever, and you're supposed to be able to trust that you can call them and they'll take care of it, or at the very least, you know, do the best to take care of it. And more time it's like that, they're not even trying. Sorry, mentality Rex. You can do anything you put your mind to. Yeah, no, people with the Confederate flags told me I never talk so lowly of myself. They told you that, Brax. Okay. Because I don't mean to brag or nothing, but I think I've been telling you that for a while as well, dude. You know, just saying. But hey, you know what? As long as you know you're taking that advice, whether it's from me or whoever you're taking it from. But yeah, don't talk lowly of yourself, you know, because it's energy. It's all energy, and how we speak about ourselves matters, you know, and how we allow people to speak about us matters, you know. So yeah, it's all energy, and the more you talk bad about yourself, just remember, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes improvement. And if you practice talking down to yourself, you will improve at talking down to yourself. And it's all energy. It's all energy. So yeah, I'm glad somebody said it to you and you took that. Well, hopefully you're taking that advice. Even if you didn't take it from me, well, I've been saying that from time. It's taking it from somebody at least. He's in the news today, not for the first time, for the wrong reasons. People work hard for what they have, and people do that and get away with it. What are the news for, Ben? I don't follow the news too closely, so I don't think I seized that. In my mind, I was like, wow, possible racist person is telling my black ass this. Yeah, no, ain't that some stuff though? Well, indeed, indeed. So that's for taken for sure. That's good. That's good. That's good. Met police is investigating 1,000 sexual and domestic abuse claims involved in about 800 of its. Oh shit! I should have said, "Yo, what in the French connection?" What's the news? Oh, nothing from watching the news. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I think that previous comments kind of proved Sam's point. So yeah, comes after PC. David Carrick pleaded guilty to 49 offenses, including dozens of rapes. Yo. And these are the people you're supposed to be able to call and trust. I mean, look, I get it. People, we're all human. Nobody's perfect, and there's always gonna be bad apples in any bunch, right? I ain't saying that, but come on, 800. It was Chris Rock said this, and even though he said it in jest, I think it's true, and I'm pretty sure when he said this, he wasn't even joking. Anyway, he said there's certain jobs you just can't be bad at. You know, there's certain jobs where you cannot be bad at that job, and the police is one of them. You know, like, you can be a mediocre, you know, guy that works in a, you know, produce section at Tesco's or whatever. I mean, it sucks. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's whatever. But there's certain jobs where it's like, you can't be bad at that job. Like, you can't be incompetent at that job. You know, like being a pilot. You know what I mean? You can't be an incompetent pilot. It's not okay. It's, you know, there's certain jobs like you just cannot be bad at. And yeah, police officer is one of those jobs. There's like 800, so come on. So no wonder they don't take when people report rapes, they don't take it too seriously. They probably know they get investigating their own people. It's just a temporary job till you start your career. That David Carrick was the inner parliamentary and diplomatic protection. Come on. The same as Wayne Cousins who killed Sarah Everett. Oh, mate. That's just getting... So it's all connected, or possibly all connected. What the fuck is their event process? That's what allow these people in for real. I mean, you think if you join in that police or something like that, it's not just a case of not having a criminal record, but you'd think there'll be, like, you know, psychiatric tests or you know what I mean? Because lots of people have not committed a crime doesn't mean that they're not the type to commit crimes. So should you have other ways of checking things, right? I don't know. Clearly not. Clearly they don't. I don't know. So for fun, what do you think of Andrew Tate's arrest? You know what? I don't know. I mean, I don't follow that guy enough. Well, I don't follow that guy at all, I should say. So I don't know enough about him to know whether he should be arrested or not. From what people say about him, it sounds like he probably should be, you know. Jacob saying overdue, so yeah, there you go. Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say anything good about that guy. So yeah, there's that. I would say that I don't think it was down to the pizza box. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure that didn't help, but it's hard to imagine that the entire police department was wondering whether a person was in their country or not. Like, you'd know, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's ways that you know if a person is in the country or not. Like, police surely have lots of advanced ways of knowing who's in the country and who isn't. At least they should do. So like I say, I mean, the pizza box, yeah, that didn't help him, of course, but the way people are framing it as if that was the thing, the sole thing that got him busted. I don't know. That's where I'm just kind of like, I'm not too sure about that. But as far as everything else goes, yeah, I don't know. I don't pay attention to Andrew Tate. I don't. He's not on my radar like that, outside of what people tweet about him, and people seem to be tweeting about him a lot. So I'll see his name pop up a lot, but I don't know what he does. Something to do with giving boys shitty advice or something. So I don't know enough about him either. But I haven't heard anyone say a good... Right, exactly. I've not heard anybody say anything good about this guy. So it's like, well... I mean, I know sometimes people can have like these mobs, and especially online, and everybody kind of piles in, and it could get like that. But at the same time, it's like nobody's gonna say nothing about you. Like nobody, no. And he got arrested on the trafficking charges. So that's pretty serious if that's true. That's a pretty serious thing if that's true. So. He's one of those people though, who can say something and think, well, he ain't wrong, that in the same breath can go too far. What does he stand for? What's his philosophy? But you know, I feel like that's kind of a lot of people, Sam, where they have certain things that they will. It's kind of like how, you know, there's a saying that goes, the best place to hide the lie is in between two truths, right? So I feel like there's a lot of people who do that, at least on some level, where they will say certain things that ring true, and there'd be good points that they're making within that. But then it would be and they'll say something else that's like really extreme, and then maybe something else that's maybe a bit more reasonable. And I think you do that enough time. You do it enough times, then the extreme things they're saying eventually don't sound so bad. You know, I mean, I don't know if that's Andrew Tate. I'm just saying it in general. But yeah, I feel that's a lot of people where they would say certain things that, okay, that kind of rings true, and they'd be kind of mixed in with other things that are maybe like really extreme or really dangerous, really toxic, really whatever it may be, and not everybody is kind of able to differentiate the two, especially I guess with younger people who might have had certain experiences where they know to kind of look for certain differences, and you find some people like really cling on to every word a person says because they gave that one or two pieces of good advice. So yeah, definitely be careful of what people are saying, especially when they're saying good things. That's how they get you, man. That's how they get you. Heard a lot about him in the news, but don't know anything about him. Just that he is controversial. What sort of stuff is he right about him? I think it's weird that people want him to be guilty, though. That would mean you want those women and girls to be trafficked. Kind of weird to me. Yeah, that's kind of a double-edged thing. It's like, I mean, if he did it, then yeah, he should go to jail, right? But then to want that, yeah, I feel that there. That's a bit odd. That's a bit odd. But you know, I think when it comes to certain characters, maybe people like Andrew Tate and other sort of controversial characters, like there are people who are more invested in hating the person than they are about challenging that person's ideas. You know what I mean? Like it becomes less and less about the fact that he said this really outrageous thing, and more about they just hate this person now, and that becomes the thing. And when I feel like when you become hated like that, people will do things to try and ruin you, but the problem is that they'll take shortcuts because they're not thinking rationally anymore. Like they've let to the hate's a powerful emotion, and like I was saying before about, you know, trying to balance the emotion and the rationale. When you allow yourself to be overcome with hate for somebody and you stop being rational and you're trying to take this person down, but you're not doing it in ways that actually stick. You're just like throwing anything at this guy, and then all it does is make him look better. You know, all it does is make this guy look even better, because like you're gonna try and arrest him or trying to throw stuff at him that maybe didn't happen or just didn't happen in the way you're saying it happened, and then once the truth is out, it makes you look bad, and this guy look like, you know, the messiah that some people probably think he is. Didn't watch him, like heard him speak some facts on some stuff, but oh well, he messed up his own self. Yeah, he has had some inflammatory statements. I can't think on top of my head, but I've seen clips of him and thought, yeah, he ain't wrong. Then a minute later, too far, Andrew, but I don't care enough to get involved. Like Jane Elliott said, I can't change your attitude, but I can challenge your attitude. Well, indeed. Indeed. I don't know who Jane Elliott is, but yeah, I'd agree with that. Who is Jane Elliott? Let me look that up, actually. I don't know who Jane Elliott is. It sounds like I probably should, though. American Diversity. Oh, wait. No, I know Jane. Oh, yeah. No, actually, I do know this person. Yeah. I've seen she's been on like Oprah and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Obviously sells, indeed. I bet he has monetized his notoriety. But apparently, I did hear something about it's like some pyramid scheme. I mean, I don't know all the details of it, but apparently some like kind of pyramid scheme where he sells a course and then people sell the course to other. I don't know, but it's just yeah. Like I say, I hear the name around. I hear people talking about him. Well, I don't hear, but you know, see the name around on Twitter or whatever. And you see things that pop up because he is that controversial. So many people are talking about him, but I'm honestly trying. I'm like I don't know if I care enough to actually look him up and actually watch one of his podcasts or whatever. I don't know if I care that much. Whatever he said, whether it's stupid or smart or some combination of the two, it's like whatever. There's lots of people saying smart things, lots of people saying stupid things. It's like this guy's not special. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's not special. I can say stupid things myself. I don't need to follow Andrew Tate for that. So. Been sub to his channel for a while, but also sub to your comedy channel recently, Haze. But noticed no uploads in a year of it. Any plans to upload on that channel again at some point? I don't know. You know, appreciate you subbing though. Big up for the sub. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's been a while since I uploaded to that channel. I mean, I do have the mind to eventually go back to it. In all honesty, it's probably not gonna be anytime soon. I just kind of feel like I'm not at a point where I can really do it and commit to it. So I mean, never say never, but it's just not where my mind's at right now. When it comes to content creating, I'm more at where I feel like I can combine, you know, certain passions that I have rather than trying to separate them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I haven't uploaded for that for a while. But if you do like the jokes on that channel, I do still have a channel where I make jokes, but they're more centered around movies and taking a piss out of movies. So if you go to Haze's Movie Room, a lot of what I do in terms of humor goes into that, because I feel like that could combine, you know, me trying to tell jokes plus me getting to talk about movies, and nitpicking and, you know, trying to make good points and stuff like that. So yeah, if you liked my humor, then yeah, check out Haze's Movie Room. that's where my humor goes to now. But you know, yeah, I might, God willing, one day get back to the comedy channel, but probably not anytime soon, to be honest. I like male feminists though. Those men are snakes. Oh no, yeah. Honestly, I'd say that anytime you hear the word male feminist, red flag. I'm not gonna say every single male feminist is a bad guy. That's a very bold statement, and I don't like to talk in absolutes. I'm just saying, if you hear somebody refer to themselves as a male feminist, red flag. Or at the very least, the yellow flag. It's a caution. It's a caution. And it's an LE lady speaks. Yeah, I've seen the picture now. Once I saw a picture, I was like, oh yeah, I recognize her. But yeah. Yeah, I'm tired of seeing his face. He literally seems omnipresent right now. Hey, controversy would do that to you, man. People just keep feeding it. And you know what it is? Well, let me not say what it is. I don't know what it is. But what I think is a part of it is the fact that people know that putting his name in a title of a YouTube video is going to get views because he's that controversial. So people keep talking about him. It gets attention. You know what I mean? It gets attention. And all it really does is fuel it even further, because the more people who want attention, the more people are going to talk about him, the more his names are going to get brought up. The more, I mean, they ban him from social media. He goes on with it, Piers Brosnan and all these other shows. It's like, it's just attention because he's that controversial. People want to know what he's going to say next. People want to know what he could say that they could start hating on next. It's just attention. It's all it is, attention. And it's the same thing as anybody else who's in a similar thing, where you know the way to deal with a lot of these things is to not give it attention. And if we genuinely believe that he's doing something dangerous or whatever, call the police and let them deal with it. You know what I mean? Call the police and let them deal with it. Not everybody has to be some kind of internet detective sleuth that's gonna call you out. And it's like, and then what? And then what? It's like, if you really think he's that dangerous, let the police deal with it. You know what I mean? But people want attention. People want them YouTube clicks. People want that monetization money, that ad revenue. You know? Click, but exactly. That's I understand that. See male feminists who are like, yeah, feminism, women are support women, and in the same breath tear women down for having a yeah. I've seen that. But yeah, everybody wants attention. I feel like a lot of these things is like people don't really believe in these causes. Well, let me not say that. I'm sure there are people who do believe in these causes. There are people who genuinely do believe in it and generally do try their best to make things better. Those people do exist. But a lot of the people, certainly the people that you see on like YouTube and various other social media platforms, they're just about attention. They're just about attention, and the more controversial you can be, the more extreme you can be, the more attention you can get. And it's old, you know what I mean? People have been doing that for years. It's just that younger people now don't recognize the signs. I'm looking at it like, bruh, people doing this like 10 years ago on YouTube. It's not new. It's just a new face. It's just... We're dealing with a man who shows toxic masculinity than a male feminist, because at least with his responsibility, you know where you stand. First, in August, September, I was watching stuff on YouTube, the video of yeah, I think I see that video when she did the whole thing about I don't remember what she did, but yeah, that something about black people who wants to swap places with black people, stuff like that. But yeah, seen a few clips. Yeah, even that phrase toxic masculinity, like, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it's not that I get no. Look, I mean, I understand what people mean by it, but I don't. I feel like it doesn't really help. You know, like the term itself, I feel like it doesn't really help. Because the truth is that a person is either an arsehole or they're not. You know, and look, nobody's perfect, of course, and we could all make mistakes and we all get things wrong. And like I say, sometimes we're too emotional and all this and the other. But end of the day, a person is either an arsehole or they're not. They're a narcissist or they're not. And that's nothing to do with masculinity or femininity. It's just people and their psychology and their upbringings and their childhood traumas, and who knows what's going on in their heads. Like at sometimes we need therapy. A lot of us need therapy, some more so than others. But I feel like just calling it toxic masculinity, it feels like that doesn't help the conversation. It just seems like it's pushing things into a particular area, you know, where it's like anybody can be that. Masculine, feminine, anybody can be that. And I get you can be you could be masculine and be female, you could be feminine and be male. I get that, but still, anybody can have these traits. It's not a masculine trait. It's not a feminine trait. It's just a trait of people who are arseholes and narcissists and refuse to get help or whatever. Yes, yeah, people, especially online, like demonstrate one's good character, social consciousness, and moral correctness. You usually feel likes. Not to say people don't care about the issues. The thing with a lot of people was purely for show. Yeah, no, I think that's true. I think that's true. You see, the so-called toxic masculinity is coming out of the single mother's home. They breed it. They make the same types of guys. They love to complain about masculinity is not directed right. And I just think they're all dumb. Yep. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's about time we start winding down. It is almost 12 in the AMs right now. Yeah. Toxic this, toxic that. We can't talk about toxic feminism now. Well, we can, but you'd have to make a note of the time and the date. So in about 10 years time, when I'm super famous, you can use it to get me cancelled. So we can. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like a lot of these phrases, I get it, but I just don't think they help. I don't think they help. I think they just kind of shift the conversation in a direction that it doesn't really need to go in, you know? And I feel like a lot of people are more focused on scoring points and pushing their own agenda rather than actually trying to figure out what's going on. You know, what's going on. And just trying to understand that, look, we don't have all the answers. No one person has all the answers. No one social movement has all the answers. You know, nobody has all the answers, and that's fine because we're supposed to learn from each other, right? We're supposed to be able to talk to each other, and we're supposed to understand that we don't see things the same way. We don't have the same experiences. We don't understand in the same manner, but we should be able to at least talk to each other without shouting over each other's heads and accusing people of being this, and this, And then it's like, well, is that really what's going on, or is it just that's what you want to be going on because that's the answer that fits this particular narrative that you try, you know what I mean? It's less about what is the truth and more about what fits a person's view of what makes their life easier. And it's old news. It's been around a long time, and all this stuff that's happening now is nothing new. It's nothing new. It's just a new face of it all. What's the film next week, Haze? I don't know yet. I'm gonna peruse Netflix at some point. It's gonna have to be a film that I don't have to pay for, though. I'll tell you that much at least. One of the films that is on a service that I don't have to pay extra for because I'm trying to save a little bit of money right now. But yeah, I'll try and put out a post during the week and let you guys know what the movie is. But it's undecided right now. Being emasculated, I got enough testosterone to fill a giant's body. Maybe we should put some in a bottle. Okay. Toxic today. I'm a woman. I'm a man, bold, and I'm bloody proud of it. Balls. Yeah, I mean, just go there to be yourself. I think the truth is that, well, you know what? Let me be careful how I speak, because I don't want to sound like I have all the answers, because I don't. So let me be careful how I speak. But I think part of it is, you know, people need to be able to express themselves, and that we don't express ourselves in the same way. The way I might express myself is going to be different to where you might express yourself, and it's not to say that you have to like everything everybody says, but we should all have the space to just be ourselves. Because a lot of times you hear things like men need to be expressible, men need to share our feelings more, men to do this more, and then when we do, what happens? You know, be a man, shut up and deal with it, stop whining, you know. And it's like, no, this is how I feel, and if I'm not allowed the space to express that, where does it go? And then you start saying, oh, toxic this, toxic that. It's like, nah, look, we just need space to be able to speak. You know, just because a man doesn't talk about flowers and roses and whatever doesn't mean he's not expressing his feelings. It just expresses it in a way that's natural to him, based on his own life experiences and what he knows of the world. Community, household, society, civilization, etc. Women needs man, kids, boys, especially needs man. Man needs man, me, a man's man, period. Man, what's the big blue? About big blue last night. I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like the thing about that, Brax, about whole man's man and household and stuff like that. One of the things that I think is important to consider is that society 200 years ago is not society now. You know what I mean? Like, for one thing, there were far fewer people in the world back then, so communities were massively different to how they are now. And the things that people worried about 200 years ago are vastly different to the things that people worry about now. So things change, and when things change, your priorities change, and the things you care about change, and the things that, you know, matter to you change. You know what I mean? And when those all things, and that's not to say that there's no room for this or whatever, or the traditional man's man, but it's also that, you know, it's not always going to be like that, and nobody should feel that they have to be a certain way in order to be accepted by society. You know, cheers, I have Amazon Prime by the cheapskate. That's so good. I've got Prime too. But yeah, no one should feel that they have to be a certain way to be accepted by society. You should be able to look at the world and decide how you want to be in that world based on your own life experiences. You know, you go back far enough, it was important that you need to be able to hunt animals, right? And keep your household safe from tigers and lions and whatever else, you know, cougars, I don't know, panthers and what else are out there. By and large, you don't really need to do that these days. And it's not that there's no use for it, but for the most part, we're generally not worried about a lion coming into the house and attacking and eating your food and whatever. So what I'm trying to say is that how a person had to be back then is not the same how a person needs to be now. And because of that, we have so many different ideas of what life is. And especially when a lot of us, especially black people my age, you kind of grow up in this kind of thing about you got to do this, you got to get a job, you got to pay for this, you got to get a house, you got to get, and this is how you be a man. And we grew up in that. We're raised by that. But then you kind of get into the world and it's like, well, everything's different now. Everything's different from what you've been learning. So I just feel like people just need the space to be able to say, hey, this is how I feel about this. And it might be different to this kind of traditional idea of what manhood and masculinity is. But that's fine. You know, that's fine because not everybody has to be that way. Some people can be that way, but not everybody has to be that way. And nobody should be able to, nobody should be made to feel lesser than just because their idea of expression is different to somebody else's. Because at some point, somebody had to be different. That's how we have the things we have now. Somebody had to be the guy that sat down and said, well, let's look up in the sky and figure out electricity, or look down and figure out gravity. Somebody had to be different because this world is from the society that we create. You know, once you create a safe space, people have time to think. And when people have time to think, people look at things, sciences, medicines, philosophies, and now people talking about, you know, masculinity, femininity, manhood, feelings, and what it means to be this. You know, we have this space now. So I just feel like it's understanding that we are in a vastly different place to how things were 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300, you know, and so on. And because of that, manhood now and its idea of being a man, it's going to be different, and it's going to be ever changing. And 200 years from now, it's going to be different to how we're seeing it in these days. But I think as long as we have this space where you can just be like, hey, this is how I feel, this is what I'm thinking, without being ridiculed for it or whatever, then hopefully we can get somewhere. Hopefully we can get somewhere. But yeah, that was kind of a ramble. My bad. Sorry guys, I'm trying to end the stream and end up rambling. Let me try and catch with the chat real quick, but I do got to go to bed. Protection, Johnson, and other guys ain't going now. Just some more so than others. Question for you, Haze, anyone else who uses it as Twitter gone to shit and no longer shows latest tweets? I mean, I wouldn't say it's gone to shit, but yeah, it's. I mean, it was. To be honest, Twitter was never that great to begin with. I just kind of go in it because, you know, it's a way of keeping up with certain things, but it's just as far as I'm concerned, it's as good as it's ever been. Which wasn't very good at all. But it has its uses, and in my opinion, it still has its uses. So, yeah, I go in it once in a while. Well, maybe more than once in a while. Yeah. News like it didn't have that nose there, but again, just everything was done. I would think I'll actually think you guys those are upset. I can't see latest tweets anymore. Just for you. So yeah, I think they have changed stuff. Like it does focus more on, like, you know, blue ticks and stuff like that. But yeah. But guys, it is now 12:10. We are officially 10 minutes into tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna start winding down, wrapping up. Should be hopefully live stream again on Friday, playing some VGA games, and then yeah, I'll try and let you know during the week about next week's movie, something on Netflix or maybe Amazon Prime. We'll kind of see. But yeah, that's going to be all for now, guys. You have been awesome as always. Cool. You've been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. All right. The village is strong. But guys, until whenever, if ever, peace.